everyone, Jen here. Welcome to my channel where we're going to do some crafting, some DIY, some budget-friendly, really cute projects. I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, like my videos, hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. Let's get started on this really cute Dollar Tree project. Today I have something very simple for you. You need 3 of these new wood grain picture frames from the Dollar Tree. And then I printed out a saying that was 3 words long. So you could do something like home sweet home or let it be, something cute like that. So I picked up Hugs Heal. You can't see it. Hugs Heal All is what I've got. So in my family, my son is 5, and when he was 2, he decided that he liked family hugs. And so he would say family hug, and then he would say kiss the mommy, and then we'd all kiss mommy. And he'd say kiss the daddy, we'd all kiss daddy. And he'd say kiss the bubby, we'd all kiss bubby. So I just thought this was perfect to hang up at my house because it really speaks to my family. So I just printed it off of Word. And I'm using the font Michaela Garden, which is my favorite font. It also happens to be my oldest niece's first name. So I love Michaela Garden. And so if you don't have that font, you can find it on dafont.com, DAFONT.com. It's a great project. Before we get started, I want to show you guys what I have been doing for a while. It's a little crazy. But I thought for all you crafters out there who are screenshotting and taking things off of Pinterest, this might be a good hack for you. So I carry around this little notebook, and it's pink, so it's beautiful. And I keep track of all of my projects. So here are 2 projects that I did. I take a little picture of them, and then I list all the supplies that I used and how long I trimmed the ribbons and stuff like that. That way when people ask, I always have that information handy. I don't have to go back and think, oh, that was a year ago. I don't remember, how long I cut the ribbon. Anyway, so what I've been doing for a while now, it's a bit absurd, but I go to different stores, and if I find something I really like, I'm like, I could give that a Dollar Tree makeover. I take a picture of it. This guy right here is a picture of something from Kirkland's, and I have a little idea here. It says, oh, I need 4 Dollar Tree frames. So I take a little picture of it. I put a little tab on it. So these are my inspiration photos that I'm just like, oh, I could make that. Or maybe I got it offline off of Wayfair or Kirkland's or Pottery Barn. So some of those higher end places where I'm like, oh, I could do that so much better, a lot cheaper, and in my own style. So guys, get yourselves a notebook, keep track of your projects, keep track of your inspirations. I know that there's sometimes I'll be surfing on the internet and I'm like, oh, this is so cute. I'm gonna go get the stuff I'm gonna go get the stuff I need from Dollar Tree, and then I'm like, what did I need? And then it's like, oh shoot, I should have grabbed that, or I should have grabbed this, and then next thing you know, your list is not getting fulfilled. So perfect hack for you. Okay, so now that I have given away my secrets, let's get started on this project. The first thing we're going to do with these frames is paint them. So they are a wood grain, but you can definitely see that it's a fake wood. So we're going to attempt to make it look a little bit more natural. So on my paint palette here, I have the colors Truffle, Fawn, Coarse White, and Ink. And then I have these really cool Dollar Tree brushes. I really like them. They're really good for doing some dry brushing and things like that. So I'm going to kind of mix, or actually I'm going to start with the Truffle and then go with the Fawn. I'm going to do this on both of my frames. Go with the Truffle first, kind of give it a nice overcoat here. I'm not worried about it being perfect because we're going to start layering colors. And then I'm going to go with the Fawn, and I'm just kind of dabbing off my brush. I just feel like the more colors that you layer in this, the more natural it's going to look. Put some white in there. If you get too much, just add another color. This will dry a little darker than it's looking at right now. So I'm going to put in just a little bit of black. Go back in with my browns to mix that in. And that's it. We'll let this dry. I do have my heat gun, my Chandler heat gun. I love this heat gun. And it will dry very quickly with this. So we'll do the other frame as well. Now that our frames are done and painted, we're going to glue them together using some craft sticks. I like these bigger ones. These are from the Dollar Tree. We're going to use a couple of these to help with securing our frames on the back. So you can see they're just a little bit too long. So I'm going to take my snips here. Perfect. Alright, so I'm going to put some hot glue on the edge. And I want to go kind of towards the inside of the edge because I don't want this glue to smoosh out the front. If it does, it's okay. We can fix that. Too bad. Make sure it's nice and flat and even. Take your popsicle stick, put glue all over it. And glue it right on the seam there. And then you're going to do the same thing to your next frame and get that one glued on as well. The next thing we're going to do is take 10 popsicle sticks, and this is just that regular size we just used, the craft sticks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 10 of them. 2 of them we're going to lay to the side. We're just going to line them up. If they're not perfectly together, that's okay. That will actually add to our look. So now I'm going to take one of the other popsicle sticks. I'm going to glue all the way to the end. And I'm just going to put this kind of in the middle. Do the same thing to the other one just for some added security. My glue gun is going crazy. It's like putting out a massive amount of glue right now. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Okay, then the next thing you'll want to do is kind of measure the inside of your popsicle stick. So I'm going to flip it over. Get a little glue coming through there. It's okay. And then we're going to cut this after the glue is relatively dry. Cut out some of that glue there. Okay, so we're going to trim this down. I think scissors work best. It does kind of like pop them off here. So I'm going to move my little paint things here. And I'm going to just cut down the line. If you've got an old pair of scissors, it would probably work best because it's going to dull your scissors. Alright. Now I'm going to check to make sure this fits. I know last time I tried this, it was just a little bit tight. This will work, I think. Oh, that corner right there is not fitting, so I'm going to trim this down just a smidge. I'm going to go on this side. That works. And now we're going to paint it. So I am using Nimbus, which is a real light gray, almost white, really. And so I'm going to just give this a little coat here. I am not worried about being perfect because I am going to distress it a little bit. Okay, now with that paintbrush, I have my truffle color here. And I'm going to brush the edges. Now, I think this is too much brown. So, what I'm going to do, and I did this on the last one, my trial and error one, is once I have my brown on, I'm going to go back with my wet Nimbus paintbrush and just smooth it in. And I think that turns out perfect. So we'll let this dry. A little hot glue fuzz in there. So we'll let this dry. And then you're going to make 3 of those, 1 for each of your frames. So let's go ahead and do that now. While our makeshift picket fences are drying, I want to show you what I'm doing with my letters. So this is the printout. I'm going to go over with my paint pen over the letters. I'm actually going to make my G a little bit shorter because I don't think it'll fit on the frame that way. Alright, so we're going to color this in just like we were doing if we were doing a stencil. I mean, you could leave it like this, I guess, if you wanted to just do the printout, but I really think putting the paint over it will make a cleaner, more professional looking sign. Okay, so once this is done and dry, you need to make sure it's completely dry. We're going to need a piece of cardstock, just some white cardstock, or I guess any color would work. Alright, so once this is completely dry, you're going to get a piece of cardstock, and I was actually thinking if you have black cardstock, that would actually be best because it would match the paint color. I don't have that, so we're going to go with white and hope for the best here. So I'm going to take my Mod Podge. Yes, I know, I'm crazy. Now, if you have the matte Mod Podge, that would be best. I don't have that. All I have is glossy, and I'm not going to buy any more until this is all gone. And this, I actually happened to get this Mod Podge my mom gave me after a project she worked on for my niece, her granddaughter. And so she gave me all this Mod Podge, and I have just been using it up. Okay, now I made sure I got it on the letters. I'm not going to Mod Podge over it until it's dry on the back, and I think that will keep some of those air bubbles out. So I'm going to do this to hugs and all. I'm going to try and do something different with the word heel. I'm not sure it will work, so I'm going to go and play with it and see if it works before I show you. So we'll let this dry first. Once this Mod Podge is completely dry, we'll go over the top with it. Okay, so for the word heel, I'm thinking to do something galvanized. So this is a Dollar Tree pan. So I'm going to cut off the edges just so I can get to the galvanized look. I wasn't sure how sharp that would be. Now here comes the tricky part here. I think I'm just going to cut off a little piece. So I actually picked this up for a different project, and I was going to make some galvanized hearts. And so I thought, well, this would be kind of cute, the little galvanized, the word heal. So what I'm thinking is to tape it on here and then just hold it and cut it is kind of what I'm thinking. Excuse me. I think this will work. I'm just going to tape down the ends and um, a little bit on the top too, just so that it stays in place while I'm holding it. Um, yeah, so a little bit on the top, and then we're gonna go over it with the scissors and just kind of trim around a little bit and go around. You have to be a little bit careful. It's very flimsy. Let me see if my Fiskars will work. I'm not sure this will work. I don't know if it's cutting all the way through or not. So, nope, it's not. We're going to have to go back to the scissors, which is fine. Um, I need to find my little bitty small scissors though. So, I don't know where they are currently. So, you can see that the end of the L is starting to curl up. So, you just have to be really, really careful when you go around and to cut this. I think this is so cute. My son is always asking for family hugs, and anytime, like, you know, as any family, we argue, and he's always like, okay, it's time for a family hug. All right, so I got this all cut out, and it looks really, really cute. I really like it. I just kind of have to smash it down to make it flat. So I'm going to cut out the word hugs here, or I'm going to put Mod Podge on it. I'm sorry. And then we'll cut it out. So I'm just going to cover these letters, give them a nice thick coat over the top of the letters only, because I'm not going to keep it on this paper. I'm going to cut it out. So I just want to make sure I get the edges of this hugs, and then we're going to let this completely dry before we cut it. All right, so let's go ahead and put our little picket fence, if you will, or our shiplap into the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue around the corners, and my glue gun is dying. I'm going to have to just buckle down here and buy a new one. I don't know what is going on with it, but it is dead. I definitely am going to have to pick up a new one. The one that I want to order off Amazon is not in stock right now, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to just go to Walmart, I guess, and get another cheap one. But I have a high temp one, but I really need like a low temp for my general everyday crafting. So as I'm doing this, I realize I don't really need to put glue around the inside of the frame. I can just use those little tabs and put those down, and that will really help hold in the shiplap here. So I'm going to go ahead and put all that in there, make sure I don't have any glue on it. I think it looks really good so far. A little bit of paint, that's okay. Don't know where that came from. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the next the next two of these. Oh, this one needs trimmed a little bit. It's not quite fitting. Get in there. No, I'm going to have to trim it, I think. Just use my scissors and cut just a little bitty corner off of it. Stick that back in there. I'm going to flip these tabs down. I think this really will hold this in, honestly. I think it'll be just fine. Good deal. So I'm going to just put some hot glue around the back of it, just so that I know that it's nice and secure. I don't think it'll go anywhere with those tabs anyway, but, you know. So we have one more to do. Excuse me. I really like this. I think it's going to really turn out cute. Um, it's such a sweet saying, and I just really think that you guys could be creative with this and do something that pertains to your family, or just do home sweet home. I did just do a home sweet home little mason jar though, so I didn't want to do a whole bunch of home sweet home. You can only have so much home sweet home. So this is dry. I'm going to cut it out now, and I did find my little scissors, which is good. So we're just going to take our time and cut this out. So there's like a little edge where the X-Acto knife kind of tore the paper. So I'm just going in with my painter's pen and, just covering up that a little bit just so that you can't see the white. Just those little spots here and there. I went ahead and just filled in that little bitty circle that was on the S because I think it would just make more of a mess for me to try to cut it out. So we just went ahead and colored that in. Now it's time to attach our words to our frame, the fun part. And I noticed that my S is kind of hanging over the edge. So I'm going to trim this just a little bit at a time until I can get it to fit on there. Oh, still hanging over. Let me trim it again. I'd rather take too little than too much. Almost a little bit more. Are we getting close here? Yep, I think that does it. Oh, that was close. I almost ripped him in half. All right, so I think that the word heel needs to have a little bit of paint added to it. It's just not sticking out as much as I would like on the popsicle sticks. So I'm going to put a little ink on my paint palette here. Just a smidge. I don't really need a lot. Get all the excess paint off. And I'm just going to dab this on here. And of course, I don't put down my butcher paper because, as you can see, my mat is already a mess. So why not just add a little more chalk paint to it? But I'm just going to give this a little bit of texture and a little bit of color. And so it looks like it's a dark galvanized word here. And I think what I'm going to do, I'll probably do this later, but I'm going to take what's left on this brush and I'm going to just galvanize the whole pan so that I always have that ready to go. Alright, so now we're going to glue these down. And this for me was a little bit difficult, so I don't know what was going on. Like I told you, my glue gun is dead. it just kept pouring glue out everywhere. And I'm going to go tomorrow and just get a new glue gun because, like I said, the one that I really, really want on Amazon is out of stock and they don't know when it's going to be back in. And I have to have a glue gun. So we're going to be probably do a pickup with that tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and glue all these words down with my glue gun the best I can and try to get all these little glue gun strips or hairs, if you will, off my project. I found these really cute little wood tags at Dollar Tree. They have a chalkboard front. And I don't think I'm gonna write anything on it. I think I really just like the shape of it, and I think it will go well with my little sign I've got going here. So it comes with some jute twine to tie your little heart on. So I'm gonna take one of these little strings and make a knot around it just so it has a place to little hang it from. And then I kind of thought maybe I would hang it on this side, but then it covers up the word hugs. And so I think I'm going to put it on the end next to the word all. And I know it's hard to see. I didn't move my project over, but so I'm just going to tie it so it's a little bit shorter. And then we're going to glue it into the corner. So I'm just going to do a little dot of hot glue, or a large pour out, if you will, because of my stinking glue gun. Oh, there we go. Realized I was out of frame. So we're going to put a little glue here in the corner to put our knot in. And then I'm also going to hit the back of the heart with some glue just so it stays exactly where I want it to. Now, to cover up that knot, I am going to make a little jute ribbon or a little jute bow. And these are so easy, and I feel like I've been putting them on every project lately just because they're so cute and they're so easy. And you could have easily done like a burlap ribbon bow or whatever, but I just wanted something small. So I wrapped this around a couple times. You take out your middle finger and then you take another piece of twine and you just knot it in the middle, and it makes a real cute little bow. I only think I wrapped it around 4 or 5 times. I didn't want like a huge thick bow. And then you just trim off the tails, and then we're gonna hot glue it right on top of that little knot there. Oh, this is so stinking cute. I'm so excited about this. My son is going to love this. Right now he has my summer wreath that I did with the mason jar. He has that in his hang up in his room. It's pink and he loves it. He's so excited about my crafting and stuff like that. He's so cute. But this is what it looks like, guys. It's all done. I love it. I cannot wait to hang this up. It's so stinking cute. So I will get a better shot of this and then you guys can check it out. All right, so here it is. I love this. It's so cute. Sorry, the light is reflecting. This is actually on my floor, okay? So I like the wood background. But I hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe